Calling at Apache Camping Center here with the 10-2 LE limited edition from Northern Lite. This is Northern Lite's largest truck camper. Northern Lite known for build construction of their fiberglass, molded fiberglass shell. That is a two-piece construction, the top, the bottom, seamed together in one seam around the side. That is lapped, so this top part overlaps the bottom part with that seal, and then you actually have another basically gasket that goes around it. So there is only one big seam that goes around it. It eliminates the seam area by about 80 to 90%. So your upkeep is a lot more limited to the seal area on a Northern Lite camper. Not to mention that it does add to the insulation factor, so you don't have a frame inside, so it is breaking up. If you have a frame, it is breaking up the insulation factor of these campers. But with a Northern Lite as an exoskeleton, you do not have that disruption of the insulation factor. On here, the LE comes with a few different options, which are fantastic above and beyond. So you have the LE, which is the limited edition, the special edition, which is right under that. And then you have the Sportsman edition, which is actually the lowest, or the standard edition. Now, all of them come pretty well outfitted, but let's see what makes the LE the LE. First off is going to be one of the bigger attributes is this side awning. The side awning is an automatic awning. It actually pulls itself in high winds. You can see there's a little bit of a shake in there because there's a little bit breezy, but it hasn't sensed enough to pull itself back in quite yet. On the outside, you do have your outdoor speakers. On the back, you do have a backup camera. These are 400 watts of solar standard on board. That is quite a bit. Just standard. You can option up from there. The Northern Lite is really known for its build, even giving you a 6-year structural warranty on there. Absolutely fantastic for these campers. Outside shower, you do have your connections for your plumbing. Again, true 4 seasons. They are dual pane windows, but you also have that insulated cubby for any of your low point drains and your dump valves. So it's gonna be larger, so it is for a long bed truck. You wanna make sure that you're getting a full 8-foot bed in there. This is optioned with the dually brackets. So that swings that bracket out so you can get around the dually wheel wells on that back wheel. Like I said, on here you do have your frameless windows, which are dual pane. Those are actually acrylic windows, which is insulated in between the panes with argon gas, which allows a higher insulation factor for those windows themselves. Absolutely fantastic. Those are actually acrylic windows, which is insulated in between the panes with argon gas, which allows a higher insulation factor for those windows themselves. Absolutely fantastic build. Again, this back step, one of the best back steps I've seen on a camper. Let's take a look inside and see what makes this camper absolutely phenomenal. All right, coming up the steps here, right in the entryway, it is going to be a longer platform. The 811, which is its smallest camper, and the 10-2 are going to look kind of similar when you walk in. It's going to be a very similar layout when you have the bathroom on the left, storage on the right, dinette on the left, kitchen on the right, and bed up front. But you are getting a bit more storage with the 10-2. Starting off with this nice, deep hanging locker. Not to mention you have length, but you also have the height in this camper. And the 811 is going to be a shorter camper. The interior height is going to be shorter. In this, it's going to be taller. It's going to be 6'7" or 6'7" interior height. You do have the option of a wet bath or a dry bath. To be frank, for me, the wet bath actually works a lot better. Just from the fact that you get a little bit more storage. So if I back up here, this disappears, which they use that as a little bit of a spice rack, but that will disappear if you do get the dry bath option. It does change the orientation of the toilet to face east-west, and so your knees are kind of bumping up against the door if you are a taller individual, and that's where I have a little bit of an issue with it. We come back to the storage on this side, again, deep all the way to the back wall. This is about 2 inches on each side wider, so a total of 4 inches wider than a traditional camper. So as a non-slide, just from the clamshell construction, they are shying away from putting a slide on there. So having that space really makes a difference. This is the larger 8 cubic foot fridge. It is the same profile, although for whatever reason, they have opted for one that sits out further. The two-way fridge actually sits in quite a bit skinnier to the wall. But if you look inside, Lots of storage space for the freezer as well as the fridge. Again, 8 cubic feet inside of that. 3-burner stove is going to be standard. You do have your range hood up top. These windows, again, really nice. I'm loving the acrylic windows because they do open up quite wide and give you a lot of airflow throughout. And then you also have your pull up for blackout and your pull down for bug screen. Bigger basin sink, top again through the storage area. On the left-hand side, they'll always put the microwave on there for the LE. You have your entertainment system. Up top, you do have an AC standard for the LE. And then you have a larger dinette. I will fold this down so you can take a look at me laying in there and the size of that. Underneath, you do have a little bit more storage. Guys, they do build these to click in pretty tight because they don't want stuff flying out of there. Heavy, heavy hinges on either side. A lot of space in there to be able to keep all the things you need to go camping. Nice little touches too, like these reading lights on either side of the dinette and also up by the bed there. Makes it a very nice ambiance at night. You have the classic Northern Light clock. You got your max air fan. You've got your AC controls and your tank checks. If we flip around here, you have one more cheeky cubby underneath the step. And then of course, underneath the sink, that is gonna be a pretty deep, large storage. Pots and pans drawer and your oven. All right, moving up to the front here. Sorry, your silverware organizer, of course, spice rack. Moving up to the front here, this is a full queen size bed. Really well thought out. Nice deep storage containers overneath on either side. This is where the TV orientation would be. If you optioned it with the TV, that does swing around. So if you are sitting at the dinette, not a problem. You'd be able to see that from there as well. Underneath the TV, a bit more storage. It goes beneath the bed there. Again, more of the cubby storage on that side. Hanging locker over on the driver's side, giving you a lot of space to pack your goodies. Reading light. Be able to stay up late, read your favorite books, and you've got a nice big skylight or the safety exit hatch up there. All right, so this turns into a 40 by 75 inch bed, and I'll show you how easy it is to flip up and down with this system. What they do a really good job of is just making things more simple. When you're out camping, you want it to be really simple, really easy to use, or you're not gonna use it. On here, it's just a latch. You flip it to unlock, you push it down, locks into place. Put those cushions back off the walls. This one here, this one down, kind of push it into place so they fit snug, and you hop in, you go to bed. Again, laying diagonal, I fit pretty comfortably in here, so if it's one adult, you should be pretty fine. 2 small kids should be okay as well. So putting it back up, just reverse of what we had before. Throw the bottom pads under so you can get the right sizing on that. These cushions are a nice leatherette too, so they are very comfortable to use. Make sure that's all the way up, flip the lever, and you have your table back in. All right, let's climb into the bed and see what that looks like. Sitting height. Sitting height is absolutely phenomenal. If I was hanging out here, I'd have no problem. I got more than 2 inches up above my head when I'm sitting here. You know, a nice grab handle on the bulkhead here. So it is very comfortable just to sit in the bed. If you've got 4 people at the dinette and someone just wants to hang out up here, not a problem. You have a little bit more of a communal space, especially for a smaller camper like this without a slide. It is a larger camper, but a smaller one without a slide. This is a fantastic option for an extra seating area. Again, this is a full queen size, so if I hop up in here, I have a ton of room. I'm not worried about hitting my head at all because it is such a high height. I can watch a movie, I could take a nap. It's actually pretty comfy in here. So let me get up before I actually fall asleep. All right, that is the Northern Lite 10.2. It is one of the best built campers that exists on the market, not only from its clamshell molded fiberglass construction, its insulation factor, but also its build throughout, from cabinetry to amenities. They've really gone above and beyond. I mean, those attention to detail really makes a huge difference when you're trying to be really comfortable, say in the Arctic Circle or in the deserts of Arizona. We've seen this camper hit both those areas, and had rave reviews. So if you're interested in this or any other Northern Light camper, you can always download the brochure link below or get in contact with us at apachecamping.com.